Dad. Well, thanks, Dad. Now, a few questions to ask you to extract all your wonderful hard-won wisdom. If you could go back and you could give advice to the younger Ray when you were 17, 18 years old, finishing up school, what would you love to tell that young man?
Aim for higher things than what you're doing now. Life is short, so you're better off to look at the top of the ladder, not at the bottom.
Yeah.
With your life and your career.
Yeah.
And always keep your mind on the Lord and just trust that things will work out, even at times you feel they may not. But aim for the good things, the bigger things in life.
Yeah, because you spent 48, how many years?
48 years milking cows,
Yeah.
only on a small farm. Eventually we got up to 70 cows and no irrigation and no reliable rainfall. But we reared 7 lovely children.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of them all.
Which one of them are you the most proud of though? Dad, there's only one answer.
All of them.
Now, okay. So you look back now, and I know you've had your fair share of challenges, and what's probably the hardest challenge of the many you've faced? What's probably been the toughest one?
Well, we had one child, Peter, a very capable sportsman, gifted in any sport, whether it's basketball, even pool, and to think that he got a mental illness, an incurable mental illness called schizophrenia, and life just took its toll on him, and that was very hard. There's 10 to 12 years of persistence of sorrow with Peter. That would be the hardest thing, I'd say. You tend to take all your health for granted until you see someone that's not well, and particularly someone that's got more or less an incurable disease or affliction. Then you realise how blessed you are to be as well as you are.
Yeah, that was a tough one. So there's some things like that, like with Pete, which was so hard, I know particularly on you and Mum. Are there other things you look back on though now and you go, I wished I hadn't worried. I wished I had, because that one was hard not to be worried about. Whereas, what's something that you look back on now and you go, I wished I hadn't sweated the small stuff on that?
Worrying about the children's education. They're heading off, leaving home, leaving the apron strings, as you say, and heading out to the wide world and just wondering how they're going, particularly when they start to travel overseas, which, I wasn't terribly much in favour of, but my lovely wife, she said, encourage them to broaden their outlook and go overseas, but that used to worry me. And how they were going, you didn't hear them for a while, you'd worry about them. Looking back, they were managing quite well. Proud of them.
Because I remember when I went off for that year backpacking around the world, there was no mobile phones, there was no email or Facebook or anything. I just sent home cassette tapes every couple of months that I'd record into every day, and you'd get a cassette tape, but by the time you got it, you didn't know where I was.
That's right. And it was always a relief to get a phone call or a tape and just sort of, oh, thank you, Lord. Yeah.
Last question. You and Mum have been married 50 years this May. Yeah. What's the secret, Dad?
Well, I think we're very well suited because I tend to, life's too short to argue or take things really to heart. And love and forgiveness, love prevails, but you can build a mountain out of a molehill if you let it within your marriage, and don't let that happen.
Yeah. And okay, one final question. What would be your biggest wish for me?
My wish for you would be to continue the work you're doing, and that your book and the effort you put in to help people with wisdom, I'll use the word wisdom in what you've written in your books, are successful.
Thanks.
So that you get the satisfaction out of knowing that your life has been well worthwhile. In my opinion it is, but for you to have that same feeling, that positive feeling.
Thank you. Thanks. Love you. Thanks for this.
Thank you for the honour. I don't know whether that's...
It's great.